Hi, everyone. I'm proposing a research to explore the difficulties encountered by individuals using the New York Public Library NYPL's Simply ebook app, but this research can be applied to gauge the accessibility and usability on other ebook platforms and apps. The study would emphasize the importance of accessibility for individuals with disabilities, including children. These applications intend to make ebook more accessible to everyone, although most face challenges when it comes to using the usability of these apps, including individuals with disabilities. This research will try to identify challenges and offer suggestions to improve accessibility and improve user friendliness. The SimplyE app, let's get to know it. So, it was launched by NYPL in 2015 to help unite ebook access amongst various platforms that it had at the time. It is an open source app that is regularly updated to improve and enhance usability and accessibility. It highlights accessibility features such as customizable fonts, backgrounds for visually impaired users. It also seems to be compatible with various readers, and it includes a read out loud option. It also has an offline reader supports for user needs through downloadable material. For the literature review, the primary theme that I encountered were accessibility issues, including inconsistency with the screen reader support, limited customization options. The secondary theme that I encountered was the usability issues, such as complex navigation and inadequate interface designs that hindered user engagement. The literature delved into age specific needs and design improvements that may be essential for inclusivity. It also sheds light on any available existing standards involving e-readers and accessibility needs. The literature review's impact on my research. The literature review shaped the decision for me to adapt a mixed method research. It combined surveys for broad data collection, usability testing for in depth analysis. Insight in previous studies that I was able to locate emphasized the need for participant diversity, ensuring inclusion for users with disabilities and their caregivers. Research design, as I stated, I employed a mixed method research design, which provided me a more well-rounded view of the research. It combined a quantitative surveys and the qualitative usability testing to provide a well-rounded, comprehensive insight of the data. The mixed method approach ensured the breadth supplied by the survey data and the depth supplied by the user testing. As for quantitative method, I use structured surveys with the Likert scale questions and the multiple choice options. Here are the different categories in the surveys, which are demographics, household and disability information, roles and self identification, and technology familiarity. And this survey would be given to anyone participating in this experience. Quantitative analysis components, we use two tests, the Mann-Whitney U test. This helped in comparing the ranking of satisfaction scores amongst the two user categories, the disabled and non-disabled. The chi-square test, that was used to examine whether there is a link between gender respondents and the usability issues that they disclose. On the analysis side, I used the logistic regression analysis that explored how different factors impact satisfaction levels of users with disabilities using the app, accessibility issues based on demographics like age and gender, similar to the Kumar 2021 study, as well as descriptive statistics was used, and that showed mean, median, frequency of user demographics, satisfaction, and usability challenges. Qualitative method, user experience testing. In this section, we used a think out loud protocol and a post observational interview. So the think out loud protocol, it was a task based usability testing to observe the real time challenges of users with disabilities. And all those who would participate in the study. The post-observational interview or in-depth interviews provide detailed accounts of user interaction and accessibility hurdles after the Think Out Loud protocols. Qualitative analysis components. This would involve coding and analysis. In the initial coding, this would involve identifying recurring themes related to accessibility challenges and user experience. Thematic analysis, where responses will be categorized into themes, patterns that emerge from users' experiences with the SimplyE app, revealing insight into specific accessibility issues. The analysis that we will follow will be the Braun and Clark 2006 framework involving familiarization, generating initial code, searching the themes, reviewing the themes, identifying and naming themes, and then producing a report. So, expected findings. I expect to be able to better identify navigation difficulties, compatibility issues with assistive technologies, and some dissatisfaction due to the limited customization options in some of these apps. The expected finding will likely reveal variations in challenges based on the demographic factors like age and disability type. Significance. Implications for this research. The results of this research would hopefully guide improvements in various areas, including ebook apps, including the SimplyE app, promoting inclusiveness and accessibility. This hopefully would enhance the library's commitment to provide equitable digital library services. Topic selection and choosing a research focus. I recognize that there was a gap in this kind of research, and this was inspired by my professional background in library services over 2 decades and my passion for accessibility advocacy and equitable standards for everyone. Ebook the SimplyE app, I chose it because it was a significant opportunity to address a gap in digital inclusivity. It is the New York Public Library's flagship ebook application, and it is used by a high percentage of users. It also gave me a chance to look into a lot of assistive technology organizations, which I will mention in a later slide. So, challenges in design, overcoming hurdles. The challenge in this research process include defining ethical considerations for vulnerable participants and ensuring diverse sampling to gain a more well balanced result. The research challenge were mitigated, or I tried to mitigate them by careful planning, pilot testing of about 5 to 10 participants, opt out options, and reaching out to collaborative accessibility advocates, including organizations such as the Assistive Technology Industry Association or the ATIA. Those of you who are not familiar with them, they describe themselves as a global leader in assistive technology, information, and research, and the premier organization for assistive technology manufacturers, developers, and resellers. Strengths and limitations, exploring the methods. The strengths of this study, I believe, is the mixed method approach, which would offer a comprehensive insight, inclusive participant criteria to ensure the diverse perspective. And as I mentioned, reaching out and trying to collaborate with assistive technology industry organizations like the TIA. For those of you who are not familiar with them, they do have a conference, which this research could potentially be eligible for, in assistive technology, education, and research. The limitations that I can speak on for this research would be the time intensive nature of the qualitative testing and the reliance on participants to self report for the surveys. Research lessons, insight gain. I learned about the importance ethical data management, particularly for vulnerable groups. Throughout the drafting this research, I had to keep in mind the principles that we learned this semester in the collaborative institutional training initiatives. Basically, what consents would be required, the care needed to work with vulnerable groups. The research can enhance the understanding of practical challenges in this area. Ethics and bias. The assignment did not include this section, but during the semester, I found myself drawn to paying this so much attention as the professor illustrated and talked about many times. It is not just a checkbox to be checked. Under this section, I have ethics, basically the involvement of the institutional review board, the opt-out consideration, confidentiality of the data we collect, and securing any and making solid any re-identification collection management that we need. Bias, like most, I have family and close friends that do fall under the vulnerable groups that I would be researching. The data collection methods would be designed to minimize participant discomfort and ensure inclusivity, and the confidentiality and consent, especially for this group, is key. Of course, references. Now, this is not the reference for my paper, but it is the references, excuse me, that I would like to highlight for this presentation. So, key takeaways from my dive into this topic would be: one, accessibility gaps remain a crucial barrier. Despite the advancements in apps like the SimplyE, issues such as inconsistency and compatibility with assistive technology and limited customization highlight the need for more user-centered design improvements in these platforms. Inclusivity is research methods are essential would be the second, combining qualitative and quantitative approaches to provide a comprehensive understanding of the user's need, reinforcing the importance of diverse perspectives and enhancing digital library tools. I do want to thank the class for the opportunity to present this research accessibility challenges. It's been an enriching experience to share the insights and how the technology can better serve individuals with disabilities. I hope this work inspires actionable change to promote inclusivity, accessibility, and digital library services. And I hope this can aid in shaping a future where everyone can access information equitably. Thank you.